everybody. I'm Evan Hammonds for bloodhorse.com. Welcome to After the Wire. This week we had two great prep races, and we'll take a look at a big key race a little later on. But let's take a look at the two prep races here geographically. First, the Tampa Bay Derby that had $350,000 in grading earnings up for grabs, where we had a big win by the local hero Perspective. Now, year in, year out, we see horses ship into Tampa Bay Downs for the first time. A lot of times you see them struggle with the track. That appeared to be the case with the 2-to-1 favorite here, Spring Hill Farm, who was also making just his third career start. He was in the right spot early on under Javi Castellano, just off the pace, but Castellano looked like he had to push the button a little earlier than he wanted. Now, they were able to run with the winning Perspective for a bit, but they were clearly all done by the time they were turning for home. Now, the winner, Perspective, is no stranger to Tampa Bay Downs. While he was making his third start over the surface, having won the 7-furlong Pasco Stakes in early January, then ran a bang-up race to be second in the Sam F. Davis. Wearing blinkers this time, he was able to show good gate speed right out of the gate, got a great position early while saving ground, and he seemingly dragged Luis Contreras, the jockey, to the lead down the backside, easily catching the runaway pace setter Cajun Charlie after 6 furlongs. Now, he had to work hard to top the 12-to-1 golden ticket, but he went on to win. He was pulling away at the end to win by 3/4 of a length, and a key here, it was 3 lengths back to the third place finisher. Now, there's several things we like about this horse, and one thing we really like is he's really learned a lot this winter. In the Sam Davis, he had to break from the 11 hole. He was outside. Then in the Tampa Bay Derby, he broke from the rail. In a day and age where most young sophomores that get to Louisville have only 2 starts under their belts at 3, it's refreshing to see trainer Mark Casse say his horse thrives with racing and will likely go in the Wood Memorial next. That would put him under the Twin Spires with 4 starts on the year, and that's the kind of bottom that was necessary to get a horse to the Derby back in the day. The Spendthrift bred colt has a stout 2-turn pedigree as well. He's by Malibu Moon. He's also out of an Awesome Again mare who won a stakes, going 2 turns at a mile 16th, and the mare also won a 1-turn mile allowance race at Churchill Downs. In California, in the San Felipe, Heinz Steinman's Creative Cause showed why he needed more than the 7 furlongs that he got in the San Vicente Stakes last month in his 2012 debut, while winning the 2-turn San Felipe at Santa Anita. Now, Creative Cause got a great position early, breaking sharply from post 7. Then he got the perfect setup with a sub-23-second opening quarter mile and a sub-47 opening half that was set by American Act, who set a 45-4 opening half in the 7-furlong San Vicente. The Big Gray, Creative Cause, made a huge run around the bend. He reached the leaders with an effortless swoop, but he carried himself very wide, and at the top of the lane, he was about in the 6th path. Now, Bodemeister, who was making just his 3rd start, ran a huge one, but Creative Cause really got rolling the last 100 yards to begin pulling away. They got a mile in a quick 35-2, and they got their final 3/8 in 30 3/5, which is racehorse time. The 2-to-1 second choice in the San Felipe, as Creative Cause, is now the clear-cut leader in Southern California. Trainer Mike Harrington said it's all about a progression, from the 7 furlongs to the mile 16 to the mile 8 and then to the Derby, and he has it just about right. The big horse is clearly moving in the right direction. Now, what do Perspective and Creative Cause have in common? One monster key race, that's what. It just so happens to be last year's Grey Goose Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Now, a key race is where multiple horses come out of a specific race, they come back and win their next start. And 6, count them, 6 horses have not only come back this year to win out of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, but they've won graded stakes already this year. Hanson, the winner, won the Gotham Stakes. Union Rags won the Fountain of Youth. Creative Cause was 3rd in the Breeders' Cup. He just came back to win. Drill won the San Vicente. Alpha, the Withers, and Perspective, the Tampa Bay Derby. Dullahan just ran 2nd Sunday in the Grade 3 Palm Beach Stakes in his debut, and Spite City ran second to Alpha in the Withers. Now that is an amazing amount of comebackers, and it's only mid-March. Now we all know that Street Sense is the only colt to win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile and then go on and wear the roses, and few, if ever, Breeders' Cup Juvenile races live up to the hype later on. This band of horses clearly rivals anything we've seen, and it lives up to the very first Breeders' Cup Juvenile way back in the day in 1984. The first three across the line that day were Chief's Crown, who went on to win the Flamingo and the Bluegrass and holds the distinction of being the beaten favorite in all three Triple Crown events. Tank's Prospect came back to win the Preakness, and Spendabuck, who won the Derby and was later named Horse of the Year. This group is pretty special. Let's see if they can keep it going. Hope you've enjoyed watching this week's After the Wire. Come back next week. For bloodhorse.com, I'm Evan Hammonds. Thank you very much.